Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you tuning in virtually around the world and those of you joining us here live at Genesis Cinema, we want to welcome you to the live showdown for one of those highly anticipated boxing cards in recent history and the first ever all-women's card in the history of boxing in the United Kingdom. Shields versus Marshall for the Undisputed Middleweight Championship of the world. We would like to thank our official partners, Bet365, Everlast, Village Hotels, Wow Hydrate, and FCI Markets. I'm going to be turning our live showdown to Anna Woolhouse in a moment. But Saturday from the O2 in London, tickets are nearly sold out. You can still claim the very few seats remaining. For those of you that cannot join us live, it will be streamed around the world on Sky Sports and ESPN+. And now, let's get this live showdown underway. I'll be tuning it over to Anna Woolhouse from Sky Sports, and joining Anna on stage, please welcome the head of boxing development for Sky Sports, Mr. Adam Smith, and the CEO of Boxer, Ben Shalom.
Hello, a very warm welcome to the Genesis Cinema. I'm pleased to see that some of you have got your popcorn at the ready because you're going to need it for today. We've had an added 5 weeks for all these fights to marinate rather nicely. We cannot wait. Adam Smith, Ben Shalom. It is all set to be an absolutely fabulous night on Saturday night. The two main events, Ben, well, they pretty much sell themselves, don't they?
Yeah, I can't believe we're finally here. I can't believe we did an all-female card. I can't believe the interest. It's truly incredible. When we started last year, women's boxing was a major thing, and it's to see it grow over the past 5-10 years into something like this. No one could have expected this. No one could expect a fight of this magnitude, a card of this magnitude. And it really is a pinch-yourself moment for everyone involved. Incredible week we've got ahead, and Saturday night is going to be one of the biggest nights in boxing history.
Adam, just how important is it to keep moving the dial, not just in terms of women's boxing, but for boxing in general? And Saturday night should go a long way to doing just that, shouldn't it?
Anna, firstly, look where we are. Isn't this brilliant? At the cinema, it's a stone's throw from the York Hall, Bethnal Green, the Spit and Sawdust, where we've all grown up on boxing. And, Boxer have made this cool and innovative, and it's fantastic that 5 weeks on after the postponement, every single fighter is back. And it just shows what this means. This is a pivotal moment, not only in women's boxing, but in sport. It's absolutely brilliant that we've championed these wonderful females for so long. Katie Taylor was a pioneer, of course, for us at Sky. Savannah Marshall was our scholar for many years. Look what Claressa Shields has done stateside. We've got an incredible main event that's been 10 years in the melting pot. We've got Michaela Mayer and Alicia Baumgartner that could top any card anywhere in the world. And over there, you've got Lauren and Karis and Caroline, our brilliant Olympians coming through. It's just it's a really good moment, and it's fantastic. It's on Sky Sports, not on Box Office. Everyone can see this.
Well, shall we get our first fighters up to the stage? This one's got a real Olympic flavour to it. Back to Big Mo for the introductions.
A quick round of applause for Sky Sports and Boxer and everyone that's been a part of putting this event on. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce our Olympians competing Saturday evening. First, from Ystrad Mynach, Wales, the undefeated Lauren Price. From Macclesfield, England, the also undefeated Karis Ardingstall. And finally, from right here in London, the undefeated Sweet Caroline Dubois.
So good to see you, ladies. It's finally here. I don't think we can all quite believe it. Lauren, you're looking to go 2-0 on Saturday night. So far, so good for you. But just how proud are you to be part of such a historic card?
Oh, it's massive, for women's sport in general. We've seen it with the women's football not long ago with the Euros, them filling out Wembley. And on Saturday night, filling out the O2. It's pretty special. I'm proud to be part of it. And just for us three coming through and the undercard, obviously we're looking up to the likes, you know, Savannah and Claressa and the other girls. So that's just a platform for us where we want to be in a couple of years' time.
We know all about your sporting background. You were a complete all-rounder, Olympic gold medalist. But just how much of an impact do you want to make in the professional ranks?
Oh, massive. For me, I ticked every box as an amateur, you know. And for me, I just want to go on now and progress into the professional ranks and follow in the footsteps, you know, of like Katie Taylor. And yeah, I'm obviously on the right path. I've got a great team behind me in Sheffield, you know, with Rob McCracken, and he knows the game inside out. I trust him as well, and we've had great prep, obviously, even though it was, you know, postponed for the circumstances. We went back into camp, and lucky enough, we had China, France and Germany over, so we got some extra rounds in with them, and ready to go for Saturday.
And some extra sparring at home between the two of you?
Yeah, we had our last spar against one another on Tuesday.
Did you?
Yeah, so it was a bit of a feisty one, but yeah, it was good to get some rounds in, and yeah, just sharpen up for the week.
Good to see. Karis, it is so far so good for you. You're again looking to go 2-0. How much of a test, though, is in front of you on Saturday night?
I believe she's durable, she's strong, so I'll be looking in there to obviously put a performance on Saturday, but I believe in myself. I know I'm capable of going in there and getting the job done.
You both said that you would never box on the same card. I mean, we spoke quite a long time ago, and you said it's never going to happen. But this was an opportunity, I guess, that you just couldn't turn down. Are we going to see more of this in the future, or is this just a one-off?
It depends if there's any other cards as big as this one. This one's a cracking card. Obviously, I'm more excited for the co and the main event, to be honest, than my own fight. So, yeah, if there's a card as big as this, then you might be able to squeeze us both on it.
You said as well you're looking to get the knockout. You're looking to make a statement on Saturday. Is that the kind of message you want to send?
100%. I'd love to get the knockout. I don't want to sit here and say that's what I'm specifically going to look out for, because I am a good boxer, believe it or not. I don't just hit hard. But I'd love to get the knockout, yeah.
Well, we're hopefully going to see that on Saturday night. Caroline Dubois really is so far so good for you. How excited are you to be part of Saturday night?
I'm very excited. It's crazy, actually, now that I think about it, because some of these girls I was watching when I was 11 years old, watching them at the 2012 Olympics, you know. I remember watching, like, the likes of Claressa Shields and Savannah Marshall and just be blown away by it, you know. They ignited a fire in me to want to have a dream to go to Olympics, and now I'm fighting on the same card as them. That's kind of crazy when you think about it.
Calais was a bit of a step up for you in class. How are you approaching that? What are you expecting?
I'm very excited for the challenge, to be honest, you know. I'm excited to get in the ring and see what she brings and how I deal with it. I'm excited to see how I deal with the pressure of the crowd, all these cameras, all the lights, and all the people interested in me, and I'm excited to see how I can deal with that.
What's been the biggest change for you since you've turned professional?
Just the training and how we go about things, you know, it's different in a way. Like, I'm training with Shane and he's showing me things that I didn't even think about as an amateur. You know, you're not taught to sit down on your punches, stay in the pocket, go to the body as you are as a pro, and I'm learning that, and I'm picking up each and every day. You know, in the gym we got like the likes of Chris Billum-Smith, my brother Daniel, and we got world champions, Lawrence, everybody. You know, I'm learning off each and every one of them, and that's just something that you can't be told. You have to be a part of it to learn.
You just said there you're in a very successful gym. You've got your brother Daniel, who's a huge success as well. You look at our headliners on here. Is that something that you want and can see yourself doing, headlining a show, perhaps even at the O2 one day?
100%. You know, that's the goal. Seeing these people, you know, like considering where I've come from, you know, watching these girls at the 2012 Olympics. Now I'm fighting on their undercard on a massive card, and now the next big step is to be one day headlining these cards myself.
Adam and Ben, you're both nodding over there. Ben, very much the stars of the future and fresh from the Olympics as well.
Yeah, I mean, it is the future. People don't know as much as they should about Lauren Price yet. She's the most decorated amateur we've ever had in this country, gold in every championships. Claressa, another decorated amateur that's going to take the sport in the professional game by storm, because she has that knockout power that has made Savannah Marshall so popular, and obviously Caroline Dubois, who we think is a crossover star for the future. I think one thing that's obvious is how important the Olympics are, to our professional sport, to all the stars on the card. I think 3 out of the 4 co-main and main events have all had great success at the Olympics, and that's just one thing we're really passionate about. I know there's talk about the Olympics being removed from LA 28, and you look at this and you look at this card and you think this has been sparked by the Olympics, and there's no way we can lose that from our sport. We're going to do absolutely everything in our power to make sure that women's boxing stays in the Olympics, because this is testament to that.
Oh, well said, Ben. These three ladies up here, Adam, have a very few brighter ahead of them, I'm sure.
Yeah, Ben and Boxer have signed the very best. I think it's absolutely brilliant to have Caroline Dubois, Karis Ardingsall, and Lauren Price with us. It was a tough process, and we worked night and day. You know, I was on Ben's case the entire time. These three are going to be superstars. I believe that. Listen to the way they talk, watch them fight. They're fantastic. They're southpaws. They've got different styles. They've got different backgrounds, different stories. I really believe that we're looking at the future here. And I think it was wonderful what Caroline said, you know, looking at 2012 and she was 11 and what happened in 2012. And it was a real breakthrough moment, the 2012 Olympics, with Nicola Adams and obviously with Claressa winning gold and Katie Taylor carrying the flag. That was the difference. And then Savannah became a scholar at Sky. And I think that really planted some seeds in us at Sky Sports about how the women's boxing could go. But to see this happening on Saturday night, you know, we're all pinching ourselves. It's fantastic. It's about time, and it's the beginning.
11 and 2012, how old does that make you feel? I mean, it makes me feel very old indeed, doesn't it?
It does, but, you know, I remember it well. I remember when AJ and Luke Campbell and Anthony Ogogo and Savannah, and they all came down to, Johnny and I were doing the ringside show at the time, and they're all glowing because of the Team GB setup that they'd had under Rob and everyone in Sheffield. It's great that Karis and Lauren are still there with Rob McCracken. There's few who know the game better than Rob, and with Caroline, he's got Shane McGuigan, one of the other exceptional trainers in world boxing. And look who she's with. She's alongside her brother. She's with Adam Azim. She's with CBS. It's fantastic, and it's a great time for boxing. But I think you are really, Anna, looking at three superstars of the future.
Definitely. Best of luck, ladies, for Saturday nights. Right, let's get our next fighters up on the stage. And this could get a little bit spicy if yesterday is anything to go by. Let's get back to Big Mo.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for these Olympians. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our co-main event Saturday evening. 10 rounds for the IBF, IBO, WBC, and WBO Super Featherweight Championship of the World. Joining Ben, Adam, and Anna on stage first, please welcome the president of Top Rank Boxing, Mr. Todd DeBuff. And now, from Detroit, Michigan, USA, the reigning, defending IBO and WBC Super Featherweight Champion, Alicia the Bomb Baumgardner. And her opponent, from Colorado Springs, Colorado, by way of Woodland Hills, California, she is the reigning, defending, and the undefeated IBF, WBO, and Ring Magazine Super Featherweight Champion of the World, Michaela Mayer. Anna, back to you.
Well, I can say I'm very glad that I'm standing here today and not in the middle of them as I was yesterday, because that was not fun. Todd, we know it's a big fight. You mean business because you've flown across the pond. It's a big night ahead of us, isn't it? And a big fight.
You know, I actually been watching social media and watching these two girls go at it. I was boarding a plane and I said, forget it. They don't need me. What the hell am I going to say? Right? They say everything. This has been amazing. I mean, this is a real credit to, as we talked about, they were talking about a second ago, the 2012 Olympics, Katie in London. It was amazing. It did something for this women's boxing here that just rose way above the rest of the world. And to come back here and to extend that and then bring the U.S. stars and the U.S. girls here, and that's just going to elevate the whole sport globally.
We were just talking beforehand, and you said that when you signed Michaela, that this kind of show is exactly the show that you envisaged was going to happen.
Well, actually, Michaela's manager looked at me and says, "You never would have thought this would have happened." And I said, "You're damn right I thought it would happen. I'm a dreamer, right? And we want to dream." And it wasn't until, Michaela came into my office and she had that it factor that I was like, let's give it a roll. She's got it. Let's go for it.
Has the potential, Ben, to be fight of the night, this one, before we get stuck into it, but so much to look forward to in this one.
Yeah, incredible. First of all, thank you to Top Rank. I think the men's sport can learn a lot from Saturday night with promoters coming together to put on the biggest fights on the same card. This could headline any show all around the world. And as you say, the personalities over the past week and even before has been incredible. I think the styles in this one, we know what Alicia is all about. We know her power. We know she's coming for the knockout, and we know what Michaela is about. Very, very technical boxer. Boxes at distance as well. And I think it's just going to be a fascinating fight. And both of them are convinced they're going to win on Saturday night, and that's what makes it special.
And from your point of view as well, how good is it to be working Boxer and Top Rank working together?
Yeah, look, Top Rank is probably the most prestigious boxing promotional company in the world, so it's an honor to have them over. It's an honor to have them involved, and providing a fight like this, as I say, that could headline any card, it's a pleasure to be involved in. And thanks to Todd and thanks to the two women as well. Massive fight.
And a big weekend, Todd, for Top Rank all round, really, isn't it?
Yeah, we're all over the map right now. I mean,
you're everywhere.
We're everywhere. We got a split staff. Australia's going to be great. I saw the promo on. I couldn't sleep, as you guys would know, with a little jet lag, and I saw a little Heaney Cambos' promo pop up. So you guys are with me the whole way. So this is going to be a terrific night. And when these guys did honestly, I just want to opine on one thing: to be able to pull this off in 5 weeks, to be able to display something that the athletes themselves getting fine-tuned and trained, but the networks, the boxer, the arena, the fans, everybody, this was brilliant. You guys did a great job, and real kudos to everybody.
Are you ready for this? I feel like I should duck down here and ask you the questions. Michaela, you've been calling out Alicia ever since the Terry Harper victory, but just put into words for us how big a night this is for you.
Obviously, it's huge for me. I've said from the beginning that I want to go undisputed, which is the reason why I've called out Alicia, why I've called out all the champions. I think that I have been pushing for the biggest fights possible. But honestly, I don't think you could have put together a card like this 5 years ago. So it's really shown how far women's boxing has come. And I agree with what Ben Shalom said with the Olympics and allowing us to finally compete at the highest possible level. We have 7 Olympians on this card, and we would have never seen that even just a few years ago. So I think that not only do we have the talent, but we have some exciting styles and fighters on this card, and we're going to prove that we belong here in the sport and that we can entertain.
We always get asked in boxing whether the rivalry, the bad blood, the hatred is real. Between you two, it's a genuine bad taste in your mouth between the two of you. Has having that 5 weeks to let the fight brew even more, has that intensified it, Alicia?
Honestly, this fight is just amazing for women's boxing. This is what we've been waiting to have. The entertainment is at an all-time high. This is what is building the sport. This is what is building the sport of women's boxing. And now you have two women who don't care for each other and who are ready to bang it out Saturday night. And it's real. It's continued. We're well prepared for Saturday. And again, we're ready to showcase what that looks like.
A lot's been said, plenty of it on social media. A lot of it said yesterday. Alicia said about you, Michaela, yesterday. She said that you're boring and flat-footed. What do you want to say back?
She said a lot of things. I'm boring. I'm flat-footed. I look the same as I did in the amateurs. To me, that just shows her ring IQ. She talks trash about the fight that I had with Hamadouche. Again, just shows her ring IQ that she's talking about the women's fight of the year. So I know that I've improved. I'm constantly improving. When I go into my camps with my coaches, we are constantly trying to get better and work on little detail. So, again, her ring IQ obviously isn't as high as she says it is.
Alicia, some of the stuff that's been said is about you being hot-headed. How important do you think it is to keep your emotions in check? And I guess how hard is it going to be on Saturday night? A lot of emotions going to be running high.
Well, there's a difference. You know, confidence is a thing. My confidence is triggered by her. Again, as I mentioned before, every one of her fighters that she has fought has came to fight her and go back home. She has a fighter in front of her who's willing to fight her, who's telling her what it is, that I will beat her, that I will break her jaw. Whatever it is, I'm in her face. She does not like it. So this is a confidence we're dealing with. It's not really an anger standpoint. I'm a competitor at heart. I've been doing this sport since I was an 8-year-old girl. I'm excited and to be at this stage, and we're fighting for the unification come Saturday night.
How are you going to deal with it, though, when the red mist descends? How are you going to cope with that?
We lock in. Every time you're in that ring and that bell rings, you lock in. I've done this many of times.
Can you see it being hard to keep your emotions in check on Saturday?
Me, absolutely not. How I've been raised and trained by Coach Al is everything is very strategic. We go in there with a cool head and we execute what we've been working on in the gym. He hates all this. He hates all this hype. He's sitting here shaking his head at this whole thing. He wants to get to the gym. We have to go to the gym after this, and that's what he's focused on. So my team keeps me cool. They keep me calm, and they keep me focused on the goal.
Alicia, do you believe you can stop Michaela?
Absolutely. Again, I've been claiming it, speaking about it, letting her know each and every day from the beginning, from when we accepted this fight, that I was coming after her and that I would beat her Saturday night.
What's going to happen, Michaela? What kind of fight are you expecting?
I'm expecting a performance of my life. I feel like, contrary to what she's saying, that I have not developed or grown anymore, that I'm the same fighter, is absolutely not true. I'm constantly getting better. I still don't even feel like I've hit my peak. And I want to put it all together in this fight. I want to embarrass her. I want to make her sound stupid because she said a lot leading up to this fight. And the truth is, whether she likes me or not, on paper, whether she likes me or not, whether she likes the way I box, anyone, on paper, I am her absolute biggest test. I'm a multiple-time world champion. I'm an Olympian. I've defended my belts multiple times, 17 wins. She has not fought anyone with my type of resume. So she has to admit that, own that, accept that, and I hope she trained for that.
Alicia, is Michaela your biggest test?
Listen, that's great, all those attributes that she listed. But then again, that doesn't matter come Saturday night because a fighter like me will beat that. And that's going to be embarrassing on her record that someone who came out of the woodwork, became a world champion, who doesn't have experience, who doesn't have this, who doesn't have that, is going to beat her. So that's great. But Saturday night, you're going to see that.
We know the fight is Saturday night. Like, you keep saying that.
And I'm going to keep saying it again. Let me just remind you, Saturday night, I will beat you once again.
Yesterday I asked you the question, is there any respect there at all? Michaela, you said, yeah, there is some respect there. Alicia, is there any at all?
There's no respect. At the end of the day, this is the fight game. This girl's trying to beat me. I want to beat her. I have great sportsmanship, but I don't respect her. She talks too much. And when someone talks too much, you got to shut them up. And that's what I'm going to do Saturday night.
Who wants this more? Who wants to win, have the hand raised? Who wants to be unified more?
Well, we told you this yesterday. I believe I want it more. I'm sure she believes she wants it more too. But listen, she doesn't have much to lose. She just showed up on the scene. If she goes somewhere, no one's going to miss her. I have a lot to prove because I've been running this division for a long time. That's why she's so mad at me. I've been running this division for almost 10 years now. I'm not just talking about the pros, I'm talking about the amateurs. So she's known my name. She's been coming for my name for a long time. I have a lot to prove. I have worked extremely hard to get to this position, and I'm not going to let her take it away from me.
And that's the biggest part. She's triggered that somebody, little old Alicia Baumgartner, the bomb, just coming into her backyard to beat her. She doesn't like it. It's triggering. She understands that it's a tough pill to swallow, that I'm going to beat her. And it's just going to be great come Saturday night.
I mean, it's good now, isn't it? What are your final words? What do you want to say to Alicia? You've done very well, by the way, looking at me the whole time.
Thank you. I've said it all. I have nothing else to say. I'm ready to go. I'm ready for weigh-ins tomorrow. I'm ready to go, step in the ring, and get this done because it's been dragged out, obviously. An extra 5 weeks. Again, Todd said it great. Kudos to everyone who was able to pull this together and make this happen again because a lot of people had to work together. The training camps, the fighters, the teams, the networks, the promoters, and we did it. We're here. I'm grateful for that, and I'm ready to go.
What do you want to say to Michaela?
Again, I'm excited to be in this moment. The fight with Terry Harper was just a fraction of who I am. I have progressed daily. As an athlete, I'm always progressing. I'm never the same fighter. My skill set has been just added on to. I have world-class trainers. I have a great team behind me. I have people who believe in me, and I believe in myself. It's just different when you believe in yourself, and I believe what I can do, what I can achieve, what I wrote, what I spoke about. And Saturday night, I'm just ready to put it all out there. I have prepared very well for this fight, very well. All X's and O's.
I have one thing that I would like to.
So let me finish. Let me finish because you've been interrupting.
IBO belt. Why do you keep bringing?
Okay, so let me
no
check this girl real quick.
Hold on,
let me check this girl real quick.
Era,
can you chill? Can you chill for a second? Let me check this girl real quick.
Why?
Look, let me check you real quick. This girl, again, she's trying every angle. This girl is mad about an IBO belt that I won with my title. I'm very proud to have.
You're confusing the public.
No, I'm not.
The belts are already confusing. I'm trying to make it very transparent.
You're trying to listen. I know
that
you're trying to go with this.
So go take pictures with it on Instagram,
no, it's okay.
but don't bring it. Don't bring it to the fight.
Y'all see how she hating right now? Y'all see how she hating right now? Because my belt's over there.
It's just facts. I don't want to confuse people. There's
no one's confused. No one's confused. Nobody is confused.
Maybe not
Michaela.
you. I know a lot of people who are confused.
You're upset right now. Look how upset she's getting because my IBO belt is sitting over there. Girl, I'm happy around that belt. And the WBC right next to it.
But it's not
and the WBC right next to it. So you talk about the wrong things. You're talking about the wrong things.
Just know,
let's just be honest.
If the IBO becomes part of the 4-belt era and helps you to go undisputed, we can talk about giving 3% of my purse to them.
You're talking about things that don't matter. We're talking about things that don't matter. I'm getting the biggest payday of my life. More money than this woman.
Thanks to me.
And I'm so excited. I accepted this fight. We're here Saturday night. I'm so thankful again to be in this moment. The women that have came before us, women empowerment. This is everything that young girls are looking up to. And I'm excited to see this. Everyone has a different story. Everybody has a different process and how they got here. I told myself I didn't have to win a gold medal or go to the Olympics, that I would be a world champion. And that's exactly what I did. And here I am again, Saturday night, unifying the division and beating Michaela Mayer. She will forever remember my name. Say my name.
Saturday night.
Say my name.
Todd, if only there was just a little bit more tension between these two.
I mean, listen, I could take this script and if we could take this back to do with all of our other fights, it would be amazing because the two of these girls, they just talk well. They sometimes talk over each other, but that's a whole different thing. But when they don't talk over each other, they really come across terrific. And I think they're both, they're pros. They want to get Saturday night on. Sorry, Michaela, I had to say it. They wanted to fight. And I think they're able to communicate really well about, there's bitterness and it's real. And that's what this sport is. It's real.
And these rivalries, Adam, are what the sport enjoys. It's what it needs. It's what we all live for, isn't it?
It's what we live for in this sport, and there is nothing like boxing. There's nothing like storytelling. There's nothing like rivalries. There's nothing like the elite fighting the elite. Both of these ladies are elite. They have mesmerized us, fascinated us. I just cannot wait to see them get in the ring and find out who is better.
Well, you'll find out on Saturday night. Thank you very much, ladies. Right, we move on to our mouth-watering main event. Let's get back to Big Mo.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, our main event of the evening from the O2 in London. 10 rounds for the Undisputed Women's Middleweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, joining Adam and Ben on the couches, please welcome the head of Salida Promotions, Dimitri Salida. And introducing the first half of our main event Saturday night from Hartlepool, England, the undefeated knockout artist and the reigning, defending WBO Women's Middleweight Champion of the World, Savannah, the Silent Assassin, Marshall. And her opponent, from Flint, Michigan, USA, the two-time Olympic gold medalist and the undefeated, reigning, defending WBC, WBA, IBF, and Ring Magazine Women's Middleweight Champion, Claressa, the GWOAT Shields.
So what is happening, the fight that everyone is literally talking about. Dimitri, I'll come straight to you first. Tell me why you think your fighter wins on Saturday night.
Claressa is a generational athlete. She's proven that much as an amateur, as a professional. She envisioned the greatness of women's boxing when she was a kid, growing up in Flint, which is one of the most challenged cities in the United States. As a little girl, she made a choice every day to go to the gym, to stay away from all the negative influences, and to become a two-time Olympic gold medalist. Never before done in the history of the sport. As an amateur, Claressa is 77-1 with more than 10 knockouts. Savannah Marshall also had a good amateur career with 0 knockouts. So, pound for pound, Claressa, in her pro debut, fought Franchon Cruz, who's the unified super middleweight champion of the world. Ever since thereafter, she's fought a very high level of competition. Savannah Marshall also had her journey and had her path to professional title, and to the stage, she has scored 10 knockouts as a professional, and obviously the level of competition has been very different from Claressa's and Savannah's. So Savannah is a good puncher. However, judging by her amateur and professional career, I don't know if that's a true, real number compared to Claressa's. And we're going to see that on Saturday night.
Ben, you'll want to counter that with your fighter?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Claressa Shields, you can't argue with Claressa Shields what she's achieved. She truly is, at the moment, the greatest woman of all time. I really do believe that. What she's achieved in the Olympics, what she's achieved professionally. But this fight is a massive fight because at least half of the people in there believe that Savannah Marshall is going to win on Saturday night, and that comes from hard work, that comes from an unbelievable relationship with Peter Fury and Mick Hennessy, who helps me with her, and the way she's developed during the professional game has been nothing short of astonishing. We believe she's now the biggest name in UK female boxing. We believe after Saturday night she's going to be the biggest star in women's boxing, but this is an incredible fight, and for me, if anyone says that they can predict what's going to happen on Saturday night, they are lying. They are completely lying.
It's one of those fights, isn't it? You chop and change all the time on.
Without a doubt. Both fighters believe, without a doubt, they're going to win. Both camps believe, without doubt, they're going to win. But I've spoke to Adam about this. We have no idea.
No idea. Absolutely no idea. And I was around, 10 years ago. We go back to 2012 again, before the Olympics in May when they met. The only defeat ever for Claressa through all the amateur fights, all the amazing professional fights and achievements she's had. Savannah Marshall inflicted it. And finally, we find out a decade on. And we all know Savannah's story and how she had to rebuild her confidence. And she went out to America and came back, hooked up with Peter Fury, and it all is going right for her. Last couple of years have been incredible. She stands as the world middleweight champion, but she's got to beat Claressa Shields again, and she's got to do it in front of everybody on Saturday night. The O2 is going to be packed. The world's going to be watching. Can she do it again as a professional, or is Claressa Shields really the greatest of all time? She certainly is, as Ben has said, unbelievable performances, superstar qualities. She's transcended boxing. But Savannah Marshall hits extraordinarily hard, and we cannot pick this.
One thing I will say about Savannah Marshall is we have not seen that level of power. She's an incredible boxer, but that level of power before in the sport. And when we talk about women's boxing transcending, going into the mainstream, Savannah Marshall is what we need. Savannah Marshall selling out arenas. Savannah Marshall is a local superstar. Savannah Marshall is now a national hero. We've not had that before in women's boxing. We've not seen that level of interest. We've not seen a ticket seller like her before in women's boxing. And that's what makes this so special. And timing is everything. Timing is everything, and this is timing for Savannah, and it's going to be unbelievable on Saturday night. And I believe this fight will break all Sky Sports viewing figures.
Well, I'll come back to you guys in just a second. Let's get the fighters in. Claressa, we saw you 5 weeks ago when the fight was due to take place first hand around, and you seemed pretty confident then, but there's something about you this week. You seem even more confident. Is that the case?
I think when you work hard and you put in extra work with more time and you know that you've done your homework and that you are very prepared, that's what builds confidence. People have fake confidence to where they don't work hard, to where they just show up just to sell the fight. But it's like, I know what I'm capable of and I know what I'm going to do Saturday.
There seems to be an air of instability around Claressa. Could she come up short on Saturday night? Is she going to come up short on Saturday night, Savannah?
100%, yeah. I think she does, yeah. She comes up short. I believe I'm the better boxer than Claressa. I believe I always have been. And I cannot wait. Saturday couldn't come quick enough. We had a 12-week camp, 5-week pushback. And I'm just itching to get in there now.
How was that 5-week pushback for you? Because I think you said you weren't sure how it was going to go, how long it was going to feel. But what have you used that time for?
Well, if anything, it's helped ticket sales. It's just one of them things that can't be helped. You've just got to get on with it. And it's just made me more hungrier, really.
Claressa, what sort of game plan are you expecting Savannah and Peter Fury to bring on Saturday?
Of course, we're gonna talk about the punching power, so we're not gonna leave it out there. She's gonna try to come out there and land the big shots. She may want to fight on the inside. She may want to fight on the outside, but she wants to just be able to touch me and land. That's really all I see. But it's a boxing match. I may get hit in there, but if she thinks she's not going to get hit, she's mistaken. If she thinks she's still a better boxer than me from 10 years ago, she's mistaken. But we're going to let her think whatever she want to think and do whatever she want to do, because I'm going to adapt and do whatever I have to do to win and make the fight easy.
This week, you've been talking about knockouts. We haven't really heard you mention that before. It shows your intent. Savannah, what do you reckon to that?
Yeah, I reckon she can try. She can try knock me out. She can try hurt me. But if you've got it, you've got it. If you haven't, you haven't. It is what it is.
That's not true. You fought against girls 3-25, 11-75, 11 wins, 75 losses, 3-25. You supposed to knock them out. No lie. You supposed to knock those girls out. But when you fighting against 24-0, 10 knockouts, 21-0, 10 knockouts, girls of that caliber, it's very hard to knock them out.
Why is it very hard to knock them out?
It's going to be hard for you to knock me out.
Why is it very hard to knock them out?
What do you mean, why is it hard? Because they're competitive.
If you land on someone, you hurt them.
If you land on a bum, if you land on a bum.
What? And that means you can't get knocked out?
Have I been knocked out?
We're not talking about you.
I fought against other world champions who had knockouts like you, and I haven't been knocked out.
And you hurt them, they go down. If you land on them and you've got
landing
pillow
on bums, girl,
they're not going to go anywhere.
You landing on bums.
What? And that means that you can't go down.
I would love to see you do it Saturday.
You couldn't knock Ema Cozen out. You couldn't knock Hannah Rankin out.
You couldn't knock Emma Cozen out.
Tell us why. Claressa, let's just put it this way. You're 12-0 as a pro, and you haven't learned to finish anyone.
Say it again,
That's
baby.
concerning.
12-0.
Yeah, you haven't learned. You haven't learned to finish anyone. Why are you changing the subject?
It's okay. You can say whatever you want to say, but I'm better than you. I've been better than you since I was 17.
Why couldn't you beat me then?
Didn't I win the Olympics?
We're talking about that. We're talking about me and you.
If we're going to talk about something that happened 10 years ago, we're going to talk about the Olympics.
We're going from knocking people out to being 17 to Olympic Games.
I lost.
Control it.
I lost.
Self-control.
2012.
Steady.
2 months later, won the Olympics. Then, 2014 World Championships. You were there, sweetheart. Gold medal again. 5 days back to back. Walk through them. My bad. 2016 World Championships. We there again, boo. Oh my God. Not Claressa got a gold again. And then the Olympics, oh my God. Was she there? Yes. Watching me be gold medalist again. And you better than me? How? You cannot live off something that happened 10 years ago. And we both been pro 5 years, sis. I'm a 12-time world champ. Oh my God.
Right.
Stop.
Where are we at now?
Stop.
Savannah,
where are we at now?
Let's
12-0. You haven't learned how to finish anyone?
I'm going to finish you.
Wow. That's questionable.
I'm going to finish
that
you.
That is questionable.
I don't like you that much. Look, you had one hard training camp, this camp, and then you think you ready?
I've always thought I was ready.
Why you ain't signed a contract in 2018 then? You
Look
was
at
ready?
this, Claressa.
Look at this. It does not matter. 2018.
We could have fought 2018
for what? You want to be a world champ,
I am
right?
a world champ.
You want to be a world champ. You're a world champ now, but was you a world champ in 2018?
I wasn't a world champ.
19.
Look how we've built it
20,
up. Look how we've built it
21.
up. Use the one brain cell in your head. Look at this.
Right. 5 years
2018,
you want to
being
be a
in
world
one.
champ so
Got
bad,
paid pennies.
but
No
when
one
somebody
cares.
sends you the offer, but you turn it down.
I did, Jeff.
Five years, one world title. Congratulations. But I got 12 of them.
12
over
years,
3 divisions.
12 and 0. I haven't learned to finish anyone.
I finished 2 girls, and you're going to be the third. You're going to be the third. Knockouts don't matter. Wins matter. And then you know that. Wins matter.
Hello?
Wins matter.
You're contradicting yourself. What's
Wins
going on?
matter, but you can talk
You
about
don't know where
knockouts.
you are.
Boxing
One
not
minute
about
you're in
knockouts.
2016. 1 minute you're 17.
Boxing not all about
1 minute
knockouts,
you're in
girl.
Kazakhstan winning the world title.
I'm going to beat you
Where
whether
at?
I knock you out or not. I'm going
Control
to beat you.
it. Self-control.
I'm going to beat you. Look at her trying to be like a school teacher. Warning,
Steady.
self-control. Are you angry? Are you angry?
Savannah, Clarissa's saying knockouts don't matter.
Not even a little bit.
Clarissa's saying knockouts don't matter. They matter to you?
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Of course they do. Mm-hmm. I'd easily have an early night.
Biggest
slugging
puncher in the
out for 10
world.
rounds.
Are you going to knock Claressa out?
I'm going to wreck Claressa. She knows this. I'm going to wreck Claressa.
You going to what?
Hurt you.
I wish I could understand more of what you say, but all right. First, you just said it's going to be the toughest fight of your life. Then it's going to be a knockout. Then you're going to knock me out in 2 minutes.
Once said I was going to knock you out.
What?
I haven't. When
Oh
have I
my
done
God.
said I'm going to knock
Is you
Claressa
sitting here
Shields
lying
out?
in front of these people?
What it is?
Somebody sent me the clip where she said she's going to knock me out in less than 2 rounds in 2 minutes.
Oh, wait,
I
get
seen it with my own
Get
eyes.
it up, because we'll be here all
I
night.
seen it with my own eyes. It's after you fought against
what
the
it
African
is,
girl. You
it's
said
playing
it.
over and over in your head.
Girl.
Are you going to knock me out? You're going to knock me out. You
Because
keep
I want-
asking because it's
I
in
want-
the back of your mind.
I want you to stand
You
on
are
what you say.
petrified that
I'm
I'm
not.
going to knock you out.
I'm not.
And that's why you
I'm
keep
not.
asking. Why you keep
I'm
going
not,
on and
because
on.
I want you to
That's
say it to
why.
my face.
That's why you keep
You
saying
want to throw
knockouts
rocks
don't
behind
matter.
your hand.
Knockouts
Claressa's
don't
a
matter.
bully.
Well, the matter when you're
Claressa,
laying on your
you're a
back
bully.
looking at the light.
How am I bullying you and then you knock out
Yeah.
artists? So I'm a bully. How?
Well,
Because I stand up
Claressa.
to you and then you get intimidated?
Claressa, you've tried to intimidate at least 50% of the people in this room.
There
It's your
is-
bully mentality.
Everybody's like, what?
There is a lot
Yeah.
of needle between you two,
Stop.
undeniably.
You're
a
lying.
lot of needle. There's going to be very high emotion in the O2 Arena. Claressa, you're essentially going into the Lion's Den. Does that bother you at all?
Call me David in the Lions Den. I'm going to walk out with her. I'm going to walk out with her head just like this. I'm not worried about Savannah Marshall. I came over here. I'm a star in America. Don't get it twisted. I didn't have to come over here. I signed soon as Eddie Hearn said he didn't have Savannah Marshall no more. We started talking to boxing. We said, let's make this fight happen. Nobody was ever running from her. Nobody was scared to come over here and fight her. We was like, let's do it, because me and my team know I'm about that. And I'm going to get busy on Saturday night. And she knows that too. So while you doing all this talking, you better come in there with that smoke. And you better punch as hard as you say you can, because if you ain't got no punching power, oh my God, it's going to be a hard night for you.
All right,
Very, very
Claressa,
hard.
let's have your final words. Look at Savannah and say what you want to say.
I don't got to look at her. She a bum. And I'm going to show everybody on Saturday that it's skills to this. It's levels. I'm not about to play with her. She think I'm still 17. Girl, I'm 27. You about to learn. You about to get schooled. I'm about to Sugar Ray Leonard her.
Savannah?
You haven't Sugar Ray led anyone your full 12 fight career.
Claressa, Savannah?
Please.
What do you want to
Sugar
say
Ray
to
Leonard, he
Claressa?
Olympic gold medalist, unlike you.
We're back at the Olympics, 2012
Yeah,
or
'cause we
2016.
talking about the amateur losses.
Oh, we are. Whoa, what's going on
She's
here?
so
Where
mad.
we?
I keep talking about the
Control
Olympics.
it.
She's so mad. She'll
Steady. Keep
Let's
control.
have your final
You know what?
words. Your final
Control it.
words.
After I beat you, I'm going to go and put Olympic gold medal on your neck, and then you can have the 2012 one. Go ahead. You want
No,
it
I want
so
the
bad.
necklace. I'm after the necklace.
You want
Claressa,
now you want
I
the
want the
necklace, but it's
necklace.
fake.
Here we are.
She wants the necklace, but it's fake.
It's out.
All right. She want to be the GOAT so bad. I'm gonna buy you a necklace after the fight. It's gonna say "Silent Assassin." Shut your ass up.
What do you want to say? Final words.
There's nothing left to say. I can't wait for Saturday. Let's just get it on.
Yeah. Love you too, boo.
Pretty heated, Dimitri.
Pretty heated, and it is like Leonard Hearns, if you would. And Claressa is like a Sugar Ray Leonard, being an Olympic gold medalist, being an American star. Ben talked about filling out arenas. Claressa has filled out arenas. In my life as a fighter and being a fan of boxing, I've never seen an American star in the peak of their career willing to travel across the pond to fight their rival in their country. And that is what Claressa is doing, and that is why she's the GOAT. That's why she has done what she has done, because that's who she is. She's a fighter. And the reason why this fight is being broadcast on Sky, which we're very grateful for, and on ESPN in the United States, is a sentiment of how big this fight is.
It is such a hard fight to call, Adam. What do you think it's going to come down to?
It's such a hard fight to call. I just want to echo what Todd said earlier, and Ben, the fact that everybody's worked together to get this on. This whole show, I mean, we've got obviously Matchroom with Frank Smith here with Alicia Baumgardner. We've had Todd up here, Top Rank, our partners as well as Boxer. And to have Dimitri over, obviously we covered a lot of Dimitri's career. He's a really good fighter. And it's great to be working together now again and to have the opportunity to bring Claressa over. You know, we've got to know her over the last few months when she came to Cardiff, when she came to Newcastle. You know, she stopped traffic in Cardiff. She's magnetic. She's a wonderful personality as well as a fighter. You know, we know Savannah. We've been with Savannah for a long, long time. And I just think this is fantastic that the best are fighting the best. I've said to Ben already, I want a rematch, even a trilogy. Claressa will laugh and say she'll make it easy. Savannah will say she'll knock her out. But I think this is going to be a really, really good fight. Remember, they've only got 10 rounds. It's 2-minute rounds, not 3 minutes. It's 20 minutes. It's short. It's sweet. Enjoy it because it's going to be top level stuff. And I just hope it's as good as this whole promotion and that we can do it again.
It is a fantastic card from top to bottom. Let's just open up the questions to the floor. I believe we have some that you'd like to ask our fighters. Where are you?
Melissa Zad here for Into Boxing. I've got 2 questions for both boxers. Starting with Claressa, what does the profile of this event mean for women's sport and more specifically for women's boxing?
It means a lot. You know, right now women's boxing is booming here in the UK, and they're giving us the equality, like with the good pay, the great venue, the great exposure. I've gained at least 200,000 followers on Instagram and all over my social networks, and it's just making women's boxing better. But it's showing that when you make the best fights and you got, you know, people from the opposite sides of the world who are world champs who got a little spice in there, that, you know, you can have great in women's boxing.
And Savannah?
Yeah, I think this fight is absolutely massive. For me, it is the biggest fight out there in female boxing. And I do believe, because it's the UK versus America, the clash in personalities, I think it's all added to it. And I'm just grateful to be a part of it.
I've got another question. Claressa, what does it mean for you to be inspiring the next generation of female boxers?
I think a representation is everything. Like, I may have not had role models to look up to when I was in the amateurs, but my dad told me that Muhammad Ali had a whole lot of kids, but only his daughter took after him, Layla. So when my dad said that, it just kind of registered to me. It was like, oh, okay. If Layla took after her dad, I want to take after my dad. That's why I started boxing. I didn't start boxing for me at first. It was just make my dad happy to live, so he can live some of his life through me, because he had been to prison a couple times, and when he got out, he probably still could have boxed, but he was like 45, you know, and he was still in good shape. But when he told me that he loved boxing and that, you know, that's what he wanted to do with his life, and he would have never went to prison if he would have boxed, I just kind of thought he was telling me, you know, I want you to box, you know, to make me happy. And I guess so I signed up. And from there, I think that now other girls see me and they want to be like me, whether they want to be loud or quiet. I'm always telling all the girls, like, be you, you know, but just don't let nobody change you, and go in there and fight your best, you know, every fight. And that's just what I think I represent.
Thank you. And Savannah, what does it mean to you?
It means everything. I was once that girl looking up to the likes of Nicola Adams, Tasha Jonas, and now they're commentating on Saturday night. So it's come full circle, and I know that there'll be young girls, even young boys, sat there in the arena watching, and hopefully they'll be inspired to take up the sport, and that's something that I'm really proud of.
Tom Ward from Give Me Sport here. I've got a couple of questions for Ben. You mentioned that you expect this to break Sky Sports records. Obviously, you've had some big fights under the Boxer banner already, like, you know, Khan Brook, Eubank Williams. Can you just elaborate on that?
I think why I say it, we broke records with the Eubank Williams fight. This fight's going to be available to everyone. It's on Sky Showcase, it's on Sky Main Event, it's on Sky Action. We've never had a rivalry like this. This is iconic. When they turned over, they didn't believe, they had a dream to box, but they never had a dream to be superstars because it just wasn't possible. Now it is possible. They're paved the way, and the interest in this fight and what we've seen over the past week, the numbers, the way this is tracking, both fights, the whole card, we've never seen anything like it, and it's bound to break records. And to do it with a women's fight, that's a special moment for the sport. And with everything that's been going on, this is a groundbreaking moment for everyone involved. And testament to the past 5-10 years of investment into this sport is culminating on Saturday, and the interest is another level.
Sorry, if I can add to what you're saying, Ben, and it's fantastic that we have this rivalry, and I have a lot of respect for Savannah Marshall and for what she has accomplished. But just for objectivity and for the truth, Claressa has been the first female athlete to do things that I've never done before. And she is the driving force of this fight. Even though she's from the United States, she's the first woman to win 2 Olympic gold medals. She's the first woman in the United States to headline on premium cable network television, which was in her second professional fight on Showtime. And she is the first woman to have several rivalries. The biggest women's fight of all time prior to this was with Christina Hammer, former world champion. And Claressa just went to a different level on that night and was like the Matrix. It was truly incredible. And this is another rivalry, and we are grateful for the rivalry and grateful for the support of Boxer.
I think Savannah's a massive driving force in this, which is why it's in the UK. And it's why it's in the home of women's boxing, which is London. This could have been anywhere in the world, but it's here because we have a superstar that could come to the O2 300 miles from her hometown and have 20,000 people wanting to buy tickets, and that's because of Savannah Marshall.
Savannah Marshall is definitely a big part of this. Adam Smith is a big part of this, who's a big boxing guy and who loves the sport of boxing and who foresaw to give us this platform for women's boxing and for Claressa and to work with you, and the fact that all these promoters came together. Another guy that I want to give a shout out to is Marshall Kaufman, who is the promoter of Baumgartner, sorry. And he worked very hard for her to get here. So we're very grateful for all of us to come together and to do this, and it's going to be a great night.
Harry Davies of the Mirror here. Just a question for Savannah. I see when Claressa's even kind of trash talking you, you're almost smiling and laughing a bit. Do you think in a different world you two could maybe be friends?
I'd like to think we could be. Should we go have a coffee after?
Same question to you, Claressa. Maybe not, or?
The thing is, this is the thing. In order to get respect, you have to get respect. In order for someone to be kind to you, you have to be kind to them. This is what I learned in my anger management class when I was a kid, okay? So, the fact that she's been mean to me, I've been mean to her, right? So after the fight, if she continues to be mean to me, I'll be mean to her.
I've been mean.
If you fight that way against me, I'm gonna.
When was I mean?
It does not matter when it was. See, that's the thing. You like it happened yesterday. It don't matter. I don't care if it was a year ago. You did it. You said it. It matters. It matters.
What are you going on about?
You did it, and
You're
you
doing
said
that
it, and
thing
it
where
matters.
someone asked you a question in 15 minutes
and I'm
later,
answering
you're still
it,
waffling on.
And then here you come. And
What?
then I answer.
What are you going on
I'm answering
about,
the question,
Claressa?
and then here you come. He wasn't
He's
talking
asked
to
you, will we be friends? Yes, no,
and I'm about to get to it, but
We
then
don't
here
have to
you
know
is
what happened in
talking.
2014.
Listen, you want to be friends after the fight?
If you want to be mates, yeah, we could be best pals.
If you
we
can
could be the new
nice,
Claressa and Hannah Rankin.
if you can be nice,
Be the new
Hannah
Claressa and
Rankin is
Hannah
just such a better person than you. Doesn't make sense. Don't even talk about. That's my best friend.
Talk about my friend.
Yeah, that's my best friend for sure. You can be best friends with April. That's your best friend.
See what you started now? Now you ask that.
On the subject of April, I've got a question for Claressa. So, Claressa, you haven't
Oh
been
my
knocked
God.
out, but you have been on the canvas. So, do you not think your chin is just a little bit questionable?
What'd you ask me, April?
About your chin and being questionable. You have been on the floor. You got dropped by Anna Gabriels. Savannah punches a lot harder.
I'm so happy you watch my fights, April, because you should and you need to watch more. but what I will say is, It was a flash knockdown. It was my first time going to 160. I had a hard time making 160 coming to 68. I didn't take my diet serious and I got dropped. But guess what? I still won that fight unanimously, you guys, after being dropped the first round. Congrats to the champ. Congrats.
It wasn't the fact
Congrats
that
to the
Hannah
champ.
caught you with a good shot.
And I
It was
haven't
the
been
fact
dropped
that you
since.
struggled at 160. It was the fact that it was a flash knockdown.
But Hannah Gabriel is a bad heavyweight right now.
Why didn't you just say she caught you
Hannah
with a
Gabriel
good
is
shot?
Hannah
Reality
Gabriel
of
is
it.
a heavyweight right now. So that shows you that even though she was fighting at 54, she's a bigger girl and she's a bigger puncher. What are you talking about?
You're a natural
Watch
welterweight.
women boxing.
You shouldn't even be at middleweight. You should be at super welterweight. Savannah's too big for you, too strong for you, and she's going to knock you out on Saturday night.
April, let me go ahead and tell you something, baby girl. You have no belts. You have no titles. And you already got your ass whooped. You already got your ass whooped already in your professional career. So what you need to do is focus on yourself and know that this beef is between her and I. You should just shut your little mouth and focus on beating the girl that beat you.
Here we go again.
And fight your way to a world title because guess what? In 4 fights, I was world champ.
Dimitri,
in
hold
4
on.
fights, I was world champ. 4 fights.
You've just
So
been
when you
beating the
when you
MMA,
can do what I
though.
do,
You're talking about
till you
losing.
can do what I do,
You've got a
shut
short
up,
memory.
April. Till you can do what I do,
I
shut
can't
up.
get a word in edgeways.
I don't know what you just said, but okay. That's what I'm saying.
I think, ladies, we're going to leave it there.
I think
for
so. I think
now.
Savannah Marshall's gonna knock you out. Like, girl,
Ben,
cool it
final
down
words.
and take some estrogen.
Final words from you, Ben. I mean, that has just set everything up rather nicely, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, respect to both fighters.
Indeed.
They are both trailblazers. They both achieved so much. What Claressa has done in the sport is truly remarkable. The fact that Savannah Marshall can be up here and this be considered a 50-50 fight is testament to her as well. We've got an incredible fight on our hands. I want to thank everyone involved. I cannot believe we're 2 days away from this. It's going to be a special, special night, and I think it'll be a rivalry that the sport remembers forever.
Absolutely. Thank you, chaps, for your time. Thank you, ladies. We're going to take a minute and pause for the head-to-heads. It is a night you don't want to miss on Saturday night at the O2 Arena. Make sure you join us tomorrow for the final face-off and the weigh-in. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, our main event Saturday night live at the O2 Arena on Sky Sports and ESPN Plus. Savannah Marshall and Claressa Shields, both undefeated, both world champions. One will walk away with all of the belts Saturday night. Our contest Saturday evening will also be for the inaugural WBC Elizabethan belt. Very few tickets remaining. Main card will begin at 6:30 p.m. here in London and 12:30 p.m. in the United States. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our co-main event live from the O2 Arena on Sky Sports and ESPN Plus. 10 rounds for the Unified World Super Featherweight Championship. Detroit, Michigan being represented, Colorado Springs, Colorado, and Woodland Hills, California being represented. Alicia Baumgartner, the IBO and WBC Super Featherweight Champion, and Michaela Mayer, the IBF, WBO, and Ring Magazine Champion. The first ever all-women's card in the history of boxing in the United Kingdom. Our co-main event Saturday night. Get your tickets now. It all goes down Saturday night at the O2 here in London. We're going to bring all the fighters back on stage. All of the women on this historic night, Saturday evening at the O2, joining us here on stage. A unified title fight in the co-main and an undisputed title fight in the main event. The first ever all-women's card in the UK. Sky Sports, ESPN Plus, sold out. Championships, gold medals, rivalries. You're not going to want to miss this event Saturday night at the O2 in London.